Ever wonder why that your drums don't hit? It probably starts off with your core drum choices. Let me show you why this matters. Before you add any fancy sounds or effects, it's important to lock in your core drums. The kick, the clap or snare, and hi-hat or shaker. Each one sits in a different part of the frequency spectrum. We have the kick. It holds down the low end. Then we have the clap or snare that sits in the mid-range. To top it off, we have the hi-hat or shaker that brings in the high end energy. And together, they create a balanced foundation, both in rhythm and tone. Depending on the sounds that you choose, you're already hinting at the style of your track, whether it might be house or techno or trap or something else. Let's start off with the kick. This is your foundation. So if you look at the spectrum analyzer, the kick lives in the low end. And this is what gives your track the punch and the weight. Next, we need to fill in the mid-range. We can either use a clap or snare. Let's hear how it sounds with a clap. And let's hear how this sounds with a snare. So what you realize, the clap and snare gives you a different vibe. The clap gives you more of a dancey vibe, and the snare gives you more of an aggressive feel. We can take this one step further. With the clap, you have two choices. You can go synthetic, or you can go organic. Synthetic, meaning that the clap is produced by a synth, or a drum machine, like the 909 or the 808. So this is a synthetic clap, the 909 clap. Here's an example with a hand clap, an organic clap. Already, you have choices. You have different ingredients to choose from. Now, with a snare, you have the same option. You have synthetic and you have organic. So we have the 909 snare. And then we have a real snare. So if we look at the frequency spectrum using the 909 clap, we should see energy in the mid-range. So we have our kick down here. We have our clap in the mid-range. Now we need something on the high-end frequency. So for the high end, we have two choices. We can use a hi-hat or we can use a shaker. Let's hear the difference. So in this example, I'm using a 909 close hi-hat. And now I'm going to use a shaker. So can you hear the difference? The hi-hat gives a sharp and metallic sound, whereas the shaker has a softer feel. So I encourage you to swap out different instruments in the low end, the mid-range, and the high end. Instead of a clap, you use maybe a rim shot or a percussion that's in the mid-range. I want you to go into your sessions with more intent. If you're going for a dancey vibe, go for a clap. If you're going for more of an aggressive vibe, use a snare. Then from those, you have your options, either organic or synthetic. If you want to go experimental, find some percussions that you can swap out for the clap, even for the high-end instruments. Maybe use a sample of you ripping paper, and you sample that. Yay, art class! If you're looking to improve your productions and finish more music, make sure you hit the link in the bio, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya!